Hey everyone, in this Loom, I'm going to walk you through the new glossary generation workflow we built using Slate. What looks like a simple workflow on the surface actually replaces a huge amount of manual work end to end. All we have to do is enter the primary keyword or the glossary topic, and the workflow takes over from there. It's a deep research, structures the content, an outline, and produces a clean, consistent glossary entirely ready for publishing. But the real power of this workflow goes beyond content generation. Normally, publishing dozens of glossary pages in CMS like Webflow is hectic. Copying content, formatting it, adding SEO fields, uploading, and doing the same over and over again. The workflow completely eliminates that pain. Everything is automated. Once the glossary is generated, it's instantly pushed into Webflow in the correct format with no manual intervention. So let's just get to the workflow, how it works. So here we have the input, which is the glossary topic and the brand kit. The brand kit is to basically tell the content generation step about the writing style or the persona, about the brand, the CTA and everything. And then we have a deep research. It's a Sonar deep research model, which will completely research about the topic, like what, why, how, and everything. And then it will create a data repository. So yeah, here we have the output of the deep research step that we did. So it does a deep research on the topic and it creates like an entire content data lake around the topic, like with all the details, all the sources, all the statistics and everything, and from which we can fetch relevant content for the content generation step. So then yeah, we have this meta tags generation step, which is basic LLM step to generate optimized meta title and meta description. So yeah, here once we have the meta tags generated, we can get into another step, which is basically getting the URLs from the sitemap. So in this particular step, we are getting the sitemap of our website here. This is for internal linking purpose, able to like shortlist within these URLs like the most related URLs or like the most relevant URLs for our glossary page. Basically, this LLM step would help us understand like what are the most relevant internal linkings that we can do. The next step is basically the most important step, which is the glossary generation. So we have used the Claude Sonar 3.7 model, which is good for content creation. So this particular step will create the glossary based on the outputs of the previous steps. So yeah, now we have the content ready. We have everything ready. Like we have the internal linking particular content. This pretty much seems like an easy workflow, but this is where the highlight of the workflow comes in. Once a glossary is generated, the workflow publishes everything directly into Webflow. We have a block within Slate itself to integrate with Webflow directly, and without any manual help here, we would be able to directly publish it into Webflow. So we can just configure the step in a way that this particular content will be uploaded into our collection called glossaries. Each and every point of this content will be mapped, like the topic will be mapped to that particular field in Webflow, the slug, the content, the meta title, description, H1. And then we also have an option to save it as a draft here. So we would be able to review it once before it goes live. So even the publishing of this glossary has been automated. And just like that, if you have enough topics, you would be able to bulk load this workflow by running it in a grid. Within Slate itself, you would have an option to run it in a sheet, and you would be able to bulk upload this into a glossary. And just like that, you would have 100 plus glossaries live in your page. Thank you.